a dream that lasts.
Welcome to the Startup Venture Lab podcast, the place where ambitious entrepreneurs turn ideas into profitable online businesses. Whether you're launching your first startup, scaling to six figures, or looking for game-changing growth hacks, you're in the right place. Join us as we break down proven strategies, expert insights, and real-world success stories so you can build, grow, and dominate in the new digital world. Ready to take action? Let's dive in with our host and tech entrepreneur, J. Todd Jennings. Over to you, JT.
Welcome to the Startup Venture Lab podcast. This is the final episode in our 5-part series, Build What Sells. I am JT, and I am joined again by Ella Silver.
Thanks, JT. Excited to be back and to discuss this final chapter.
Yeah, and it's maybe more impactful than people realize. There's this stat, right, that even a small, like 1% improvement in your pricing that can often boost profits by something like 11%.
It's definitely got leverage, huge leverage.
Exactly. So our mission today is to give you a clear path, some practical steps, to make smarter pricing decisions that actually drive profit.
Absolutely. And look, smart pricing isn't just pulling numbers out of thin air. It starts with solid groundwork, really understanding the landscape.
Okay. So where did that groundwork begin?
Well, first up is comprehensive competitor analysis. You need to know what they're charging, sure.
Yeah.
But also their pricing models. How are they positioning themselves? You're looking for gaps, basically, opportunities to be different.
Right. So it's not just matching prices, it's understanding their whole strategy.
Precisely. And then just as important, maybe even more so, is understanding your customers. What do they actually value?
How do you figure that out?
Talking to them, surveys, interviews.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get inside their heads a bit. How do they see your product's worth compared to the price? What really pushes their buttons when they're deciding to buy or not?
So getting that customer perspective is key. What about our own numbers, costs and things?
Oh, totally critical. You absolutely have to have a clear picture of your cost structure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean everything, direct costs, indirect costs, the whole shebang. That's your floor. You can't be profitable without knowing that number cold.
Makes sense. Need to know the baseline.
And one more piece on the research front.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, different customers are willing to pay different amounts. You need to understand the budget constraints and sort of the price ceilings for your key segments.
Okay, got it. Research done, competitors, customers, costs, segments. Now what? How do we actually set the price?
So this is where we shift gears a bit towards value-based pricing. Instead of just cost plus, you anchor your price to the benefit, the value you deliver.
Right? The outcome for the customer.
Exactly. The more value they perceive, potentially, the more you can charge.
It decouples price strictly from cost.
But how do you make that value concrete, not just fuzzy benefits? Quantify it. That's the key. Can you calculate a clear ROI for them? Show them hard numbers on cost savings.
Yeah.
Or maybe revenue increases they'll see from using your product or service.
So putting actual dollars and cents on the benefit.
Yes. And build tools around that. Things like ROI calculators on your website, really strong case studies, value assessment frameworks during the sales process. Make it undeniable.
Okay. Making the value obvious. What about structuring the pricing itself?
Think tiers.
Yeah.
Offering different packages, maybe a basic, a pro, an enterprise, allows you to cater to different needs and budgets. It also creates clear paths for customers to upgrade as their needs grow.
Different levels of value.
And you can also create value stacks. That means bundling features or services together strategically to make the overall package seem much more valuable than the sum of its parts while still protecting your margins.
Interesting. Okay. So value is central. Are there any psychological angles to presenting the price?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Psychology plays a huge role. One classic technique is price anchoring.
How does that work?
You show a premium, higher-priced option first. Even if most people don't buy it, it makes your other standard options seem more reasonable, more affordable by comparison. Sets a high reference point.
Clever. What else?
Test how you present the price itself. Is it better daily versus monthly? Breaking down the components versus showing one total price? Tiny changes in presentation can actually have a big impact on perception.
Right? The framing matters.
And always consider reference pricing. Make sure your price feels right compared to other things in the market, even if they aren't direct competitors. Is it positioned where customers expect it to be?
Okay, lots to think about in just showing the price. So how do we track if any of this is actually, working?
Data, data, data. You need pricing analytics. Track your conversion rates at different price points. Watch your average order value. Keep an eye on customer lifetime value. These metrics tell the story.
So setting up the measurement first?
Yes. And then you need an A/B testing framework. Systematically test variations. Try anchor pricing versus no anchor. Test different tier structures. Let the data guide you on what works best for your audience.
And listen to feedback, I assume.
Definitely. Monitor what customers are saying about your pricing. Their qualitative feedback is gold. And of course, keep watching your competitors and any shifts in the market. Pricing isn't static.
It sounds like a continuous loop almost. Test, learn, adjust.
It really is, which leads to risk management too.
Planning for problems.
Sort of. Have clear pricing policies, terms, conditions, guarantees. Plan how you'll communicate any price changes because you likely will have to at some point.
Yeah, communication is key there.
And have some basic emergency plans. What if a competitor makes a drastic move? What if the market suddenly changes? Think through responses ahead of time.
Being prepared, good advice. So this isn't a one-time project then.
Absolutely not. You need regular reviews. Schedule them maybe quarterly. Look at your performance against those key metrics we talked about.
Okay, regular check-ins.
Document what you learned from your tests, from customer feedback, from market watching. Build that internal knowledge base. And crucially, be prepared to update your pricing strategy based on all that data. It has to evolve.
So it's a cycle. Understand value, price strategically, test, measure, refine, repeat.
That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah,
It's about constantly optimizing to capture the value you're creating.
this has been incredibly insightful. A lot for people to chew on,
Hopefully useful. Pricing is powerful.
definitely. So here's a final thought for you listening. How well do you really grasp the value your customers perceive in what you offer? And just think, what untapped revenue might be waiting if you understood that value just a little bit deeper? Thanks for listening to this final episode in our 5-part series, Build What Sells. If you missed any of the previous episodes, you can find us on both Spotify and YouTube. I am JT, and thank you again, Ella. Don't forget, if you are an aspiring entrepreneur looking to start an online business or already have a business you are looking to grow, check out the Startup Venture Lab, free community online at startupventurelab.com. Until we meet up again, JT out.
This podcast is brought to you by the Startup Venture Lab. If you're interested in starting an online business, have an idea, or are looking to grow your business, check out our exclusive member community online at startupventurelab.com.